Hello everyone, this is Nillufary. Today is Monday, August 12, 2019. As you can see, I am again at the Greek Ombudsman's office because I had to make another complaint to the Greek Ombudsman, which is here. And I had to make this complaint about police's aggression and confiscating of my cell phone, Samsung Galaxy S8 Edge again. Last week on Monday, I went to the US Embassy in order to submit a file to the embassy and ask for their kind assistance in resolving my dire situation in this country. But they called the police and I had been kept in custody for 5 to 6 hours. I sent an email to the embassy the day after on Tuesday, and went back again to the embassy on August 7th, Wednesday, and they called the police again, and the police actually from the National Security Department of Athens, and when they arrived they had violently removed me from the reception area of the embassy and took me to the custody, and later I was sent to the court, and I had 2 trials on Thursday and 1 on Friday, and it was postponed for next Friday, August 16th, and it is very likely that they are going to sentence me to prison and send me to jail. This would be my 19th trial of this sort in this country, only for trying to find a solution for my life. So here is my complaint to the Greek Ombudsman, which I am going to read quickly, and we will see if the Greek Ombudsman can ever, take any actions with regards to my ongoing situation in front of the UNHCR's office and in this country in general. Okay. Dear the Greek Ombudsman, I'm a 33 years old civil engineer, a Kurdish national originally from Iran, but practically a stateless person in exile for over 14 years. I'm as well a recognized refugee and therefore a beneficiary of international protection who has been held hostage against his will and being exploited in Greece for as many as 5 years. I am fleeing from the Middle East, from its tyranny and barbarism, from the Iranian rogue and terrorist regime and the Kurdish savages in northern Iraq, to be more specific. In the hope of finding protection, a durable and sustainable solution for my life, I had eventually found myself on the Europe's shore in September 2014. However, as a result of an initial misdirection, false and incomplete information given to me by the Greek authorities, the UN's designated organization for refugees, UNHCR, and the so-called humanitarian agencies, NGOs, in Greece in the year 2014, I suffered an illegal deportation from Sweden back to Greece in September 2015, and I have not yet found any sort of protection anywhere. They told me to register in Greece, get documents, and then go and settle wherever I wanted in Europe. They are very good people. They understand how bad the situation is in Greece and they will never send you back here, they said to me. But Sweden sent me back to Greece exactly because I made myself known to the authorities in Greece and therefore did not pay or rely on people smugglers to reach their territory. Officially, I was being deported to Greece on the grounds of Dublin regulations when, in fact, they sent me back to Greece at a time when, even when Greece was not abiding by the Dublin regulations, and at a time even when all the borders were temporarily open and people could freely leave Greece and reach the prosperous countries in Europe without having to face any obstacles. Now, due to the Dublin regulations, I will no longer be able to find protection in other EU countries. Also, due to timing and geographical restrictions, I was also being excluded from benefiting from EU's already failed relocation program, which is why the only durable and sustainable solution with respect to my case would only be my resettlement in another country, most likely outside of this continent, Canada, USA, or Australia. Due to total lack of protection in Greece, systematic deprivation and complete exclusion in this country, I was practically forced into announcing a hunger strike and protest at the doorsteps of the UNHCR's main office in Greece on March 21, 2017. I was initially on hunger strike for up to 64 days and still continuing my protest under the most inhumane, degrading, and undignified conditions. Immediately after the break of my hunger strike on May 23, 2017, the Court of Athens, the Castillo Evelpizon, have imposed a restraining order that practically, but not officially, prohibits me not just from entering the UNHCR's building, but even from approaching the organization, which in a sense had basically hindered my life and had therefore enslaved me in Greece. A completely hostile and deleterious order that gave the way wide open for exploiting a refugee's vulnerability, humiliating and torturing him in his most time of need for protection. Due to the mentioned order, all my attempts of reaching out to the organization or even approaching their building will only result in further punishment such as unnecessary violent and physical assaults by the guards of the UNHCR building, the people inside the UNHCR building, the employees of the organization, and even the Hellenic police. The latest of these assaults occurred on Monday, July 22, 2019, when I was desperately trying to reach the organization due to urgent protection needs. But I once again found myself behind closed doors and later physically assaulted by one of the employees of the organization. I had suffered several injuries from these vicious attacks, some wounds on my right hand and some others on my forehead, and excessive pain in my chest. At the Athens Forensic Services, they didn't include the trauma and the excessive pain in my chest in their report, which is why I had to visit another hospital for the examination of my chest. At the Laiko General Hospital of Athens, where I was examined by two other doctors, they had found nothing lethal that had resulted from those assaults, but they prescribed a lot of medicines. The videos of these assaults are available on my YouTube channel. The continued physical assaults and other deterrent and terrorizing measures were not the only policy of the UNHCR towards this case, because I had as well suffered indefinite numbers of illegal detention in different police facilities, trials after trials in the courts of Athens, and illegal detention in refugee camps and even in prisons. In fact, I have had up to 18 trials in the Court of Athens so far, simply on the counts of attempting to reach the office of the UN Refugee Agency and seeking a durable and sustainable solution for my life. I have as well been practically imprisoned in 5 different prison facilities in 5 different occasions on the same accounts. The desperation is real and the risks are too high, yet the organization, even in spite of over 29 months of persisting protest in front of their office, not only has not yet even acknowledged my presence there, but also seems to have completely lost perspective and compassion, because not only they had been working hard to criminalize my case and even targeting my personal character and my dignity and honor in many sophisticated and calculated ways, but also have been consistent in extending the situation in a clear hope that I would eventually die and never going to make it. Perhaps death by starvation, a cheap and easy solution without having to cost them anything, and all at the expense of the refugee himself. On the other hand, the systematic deprivation and targeted assassination. I am truly terrorized by the organization, by the people inside the UNHCR's building, and by the Hellenic police as well. I fear for my life, my safety, and well-being. I cannot afford to let my rights be infringed upon any longer, nor can I tolerate any other physical assault directed at me at the doorsteps of the UNHCR office by various entities only because I tried to reach the organization and need their assistance. I need to enter the UNHCR building, register with them, and leave this country. The Greek state and the organization seem to be against it. In this savage country, they want to murder me and simply go away with it. But I have a right and a duty to save my life and not to let that happen, which is why I am looking for assistance elsewhere, especially in those few countries which are conceivable to settle in. Which is why, followed by an email sent to them a day earlier, I visited the US Embassy last week on Monday, August 5th, 2019, in order to submit a file to the embassy that wholly describes my dire situation in this country, and was consequently hoping for their kind assistance in resolving the matter, whether by offering me asylum in the United States of America or by aiding for my resettlement in Canada or Australia. Here is the file that I wanted to submit to the US Embassy. They didn't receive it, and I haven't been able to submit it to the embassy so far, even though yesterday I saw an email from the US Embassy says that I send them another email and specify another time in order to submit this file. However, this document is now evidence and I had to present it to the court. So, and it is very likely that they are going to send me to jail. So if they did so, I will send these documents to the US Embassy from the prison, wherever that would be, and otherwise I will try to submit this file to the embassy next week, most likely on Monday. Continuing my letter, however, at the US Embassy, not only I have not been able to submit my file, but by calling the police on me, they have also created a very peculiar and embarrassing situation. I was violently removed from the embassy and kept in custody for 5 to 6 hours at the Ambellokipi police station that day. In order to submit my file to the embassy, I sent another email to the US Embassy on Tuesday, August 6, 2019. The Greek Ombudsman must have also received this email in copy. On my next visit to the US Embassy, the day after, on Wednesday, August 7, 2019, once again I have not been able to submit my file to the embassy, and they once again called the police for my removal. It turned out that this time they had called the National Security Department of the police, and when they had arrived, they were extremely violent. One police officer who has arrived by a motorcycle approached and attacked me right away. He grabbed me by my shoulder, threw me on the ground, and mounted himself on my back. I was almost strangled from the pressures he applied. This also led to opening in the water bottle that I was carrying alone, which also resulted in my clothes soaking all the water. I also got some superficial wounds on my right elbow and on my breast on my left hand. Here is some wounds here. I don't know if you can see in this area. There are some things here. And I have a lot of so much pain right now here. With as many as 7 other police officers arriving to the scene, I was immediately escorted to the National Security Department of Athens Police Headquarters. They have also arrested my companion, a young lady from Max Planck Institute for Social Anthropology based in Germany, who had tagged along in order to absorb the process of submitting my file to the US Embassy. Regardless of the fact she had kept quite a far distance away from the embassy, but the police had arrested her as well. At the police station, after going through all our stuff, they confiscated my cell phone, Samsung Galaxy S8 Edge, and I was verbally informed that the police officer who had attacked me had pressed charges against me and that I had to appear before the court the day after for a hearing. My company was released from custody hours after I had been taken into detention. The trial from Thursday, August 8, 2010 was postponed to the next day and was again postponed to Friday, August 16, 2019 due to what they called lack of English interpreter, and I was released from police custody after 48 hours. My cell phone Samsung Galaxy S8 had remained at the National Security Department of Athens police headquarters, and I was told that the court will decide about it. Is it illegal in this country to submit a file to a certain embassy in person? Or will the Hellenic police and the Greek state treat the citizens of Europe the same way they had treated me at the US Embassy on Wednesday, August 7, 2019? Even in spite of the fact that I had been purposely trapped in this country with the unproportionate conditions forced on me, serving only for my extinction, but I am not a piece of garbage, and thus neither the Greek state nor anyone else has the right to treat me as such. One should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word. Dear the Greek Ombudsman, I have hereby reached out to you again and submitting yet another complaint to your organization with respect to the following matters. First, the continued physical assaults targeted at me by various entities at the doorsteps of the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR. As mentioned herein, the latest of these kinds of assaults occurred on Monday, July 22, 2019. Secondly, the recent physical assaults targeted at me by the Hellenic police at the reception area of the Embassy of the United States of America while I had only been trying to submit a file to the embassy. This incident occurred on Wednesday, August 7, 2019. Many of the security personnel of the US Embassy, which I believe are from C4S, and a few of the embassy officials had witnessed the incident. Please take note that the police had confiscated my cell phone and therefore at this moment it cannot be presented to you as the evidence. It seems that the police had also made my company to wipe all the footage she had recorded from the incident. However, if it needs be, she might be available to give her own testimony. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I will remain at your disposal should you require any further information. I am anxiously looking forward to your kind assistance on this matter. Yours respectfully, Anwar Nillufary. Registered case number at the Greek Asylum Office 12826 from the year 2014. Address: my shelter, located in front of the UNHCR's main office in Athens, Greece, since March 21st, 2017, Michalakopoulou 91, and today is Monday, August 12 2019. So that's it for now. I look forward to your kind solidarity and support in whatever ways possible. Please share these videos, contribute to this cause. Thank you. Bye.